The Galactic Empire spanned thousands of star systems, its influence reaching every corner of the known universe. Its rule was absolute, its technologies unmatched, and its military force unstoppable. To most species, the Empire was a fact of life, a towering force that dictated the terms of existence. Submission was not a choice, it was a survival strategy. Entire civilizations fell in line without resistance, their cultures diluted, their histories rewritten to fit the Empire's grand narrative. For centuries, the Empire expanded relentlessly, assimilating or erasing those it deemed useful or irrelevant. Among the stars, humanity was an afterthought, a footnote in the Empire's grand conquests. When the Empire first encountered humans decades ago, they found a relatively young, isolated species. Earth's technology was primitive by galactic standards, its people barely stepping into interstellar travel. The Empire observed, catalogued, and dismissed them. There was no immediate resource to exploit, no strategic value in their star system. Humanity was deemed inconsequential. To the Empire, power lay in size, in numbers, in overwhelming superiority. What could a single planet and its scattered colonies offer that was worth their attention? In the galactic hierarchy, humanity was at the very bottom. No treaties were offered. No warnings were given. The Empire simply ignored Earth, confident that if they ever needed to, they could subjugate it without effort. But the Empire's arrogance blinded them to a truth they had long since forgotten: the resilience and unpredictability of those who have everything to lose. When a small exploratory fleet of the Empire stumbled upon Earth again, they failed to see it as anything more than a minor inconvenience in their expansion plans. Scans revealed abundant resources: water, metals, energy reserves. What the Empire did not consider was that this resource hub was humanity's home. To them, it was another unclaimed planet, ripe for the taking. Without a declaration of war, the fleet initiated an assault. Cities crumbled under orbital bombardments, and Earth's defenses, designed for terrestrial conflicts, were overwhelmed. In their arrogance, the Empire made no effort to communicate, no attempt to understand the species they were attacking. They assumed this would be another routine conquest, another quick victory to log in their records. But humanity was not like the other species the Empire had crushed. Earth was not just a planet. It was the cradle of their civilization, the heart of their identity. To attack it was to attack their very existence. The Empire's assault ignited something primal in humanity, something ancient and deeply ingrained. The will to survive, to resist, to protect what mattered most. The Empire expected submission, capitulation. What they encountered instead was a defiance that would soon shake the very foundations of their galactic order. For humanity, this was not just a war. It was personal. This was their home, and they would fight for it with every ounce of their being. Earth burned, but humanity did not break. As the first wave of the Galactic Empire's assault subsided, the realization of what had happened sunk in. Billions watched in shock as their world, their sanctuary, had been turned into a battlefield. The attack left devastation in its wake, but where the Empire saw conquest, humanity found resolve. Communications, though fractured, quickly reconnected. Governments, for all their differences, unified under a single purpose: survival. The United Nations became the center of global coordination, transforming overnight into a wartime council. Leaders from every corner of the globe pooled their resources, set aside political squabbles, and mobilized against the alien invaders. It was unprecedented, but the situation demanded nothing less. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, reverse engineering fragments of alien technology recovered from downed enemy ships. They found ways to adapt their own tools and weapons to counter the superior firepower of the Empire. From garages, laboratories, and military bases, humanity improvised. Ordinary civilians became innovators, finding ways to use the very infrastructure the Empire sought to destroy. On the battlefield, the response was immediate and unorthodox. Earth's defenders knew they couldn't meet the Empire's forces head-on. The enemy had fleets of starships capable of glassing cities in moments, weapons humanity had no hope of matching. Yet, instead, human forces relied on cunning and adaptability. They used the terrain, their knowledge of Earth's unique environments, and tactics designed to exploit weaknesses in the Empire's rigid strategies. The initial counterattacks were small but significant. Human pilots discovered that the Empire's targeting system struggled in Earth's atmosphere, which was thicker and more turbulent than what the alien fleets were used to. Military units utilized guerrilla tactics, striking at isolated groups of Empire ground forces and vanishing into the urban chaos before reinforcements could arrive. Civilian resistance played an equally vital role. Where the Empire expected subjugation, they found sabotage. Networks of resistance fighters worked tirelessly to disrupt the invaders' operations, using everything from hacked communication signals to improvised explosives. Humanity turned its infrastructure into weapons, making every inch of Earth hostile territory for the invaders. Meanwhile, messages were sent beyond Earth, reaching out to the scattered human colonies across the solar system. Mars, the asteroid belt, and even remote research stations on Europa all received the same call: Earth needed help. Supplies, ships, and reinforcements began flowing back to the cradle of humanity. These outposts had long been seen as the frontier of human progress, but now they became lifelines for a planet under siege. The Empire, used to quick and decisive victories, was unprepared for such resistance. Their fleets were powerful but slow to adapt. Their ground forces, though heavily armed, lacked the flexibility to deal with an enemy that fought not just with weapons but with ingenuity. Humanity's ability to think outside conventional strategies confounded the Empire's commanders, who relied on overwhelming force and strict hierarchies. What the Empire had dismissed as primitive was proving to be their greatest challenge. Humanity's will to survive turned every attack into an opportunity to learn, every setback into a stepping stone. The invaders found themselves facing an opponent unlike any they had encountered before. Earth's skies were filled with fire, its cities scarred by battle. Yet, amidst the destruction, humanity stood defiant. This was no longer a mere act of survival. It was a message to the Empire. Earth was not a prize to be claimed. It was home, and humanity would defend it to the last. The Empire's arrogance had led them to believe this would be another easy conquest. Instead, they had awakened a force they could not control, a species that would not submit. And for the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire was forced to confront the possibility of defeat.
The turning point came not from desperation but determination. Humanity's scientists, working tirelessly in hidden labs and bunkers, achieved the unthinkable. By studying captured alien technology, they developed weapons capable of challenging the Empire's fleet. Reverse-engineered energy systems provided humanity with the ability to create shields, disruptors, and highly advanced projectile systems. What the Empire considered unassailable was now vulnerable. The first test of these new weapons was a decisive moment. A small human fleet, equipped with hastily built but highly effective upgrades, ambushed a detached Empire patrol near Jupiter. The battle, though brief, was a stunning victory for humanity. Ships that had once been helpless against the Empire's firepower now moved with purpose, using their newfound capabilities to punch through the alien defenses. The human fleet returned to Earth not just with spoils of war, but with hope. The momentum shifted further when humanity reached out to the galaxy. Using intercepted Empire communication channels, Earth broadcasted a call for aid, not for reinforcements, but for alliances. The message wasn't one of submission or plea but of solidarity. We fight not just for Earth but for freedom from oppression. For species under the Empire's rule, the message was a spark. At first, the response was muted. Most civilizations had spent lifetimes under the Empire's shadow, their hope crushed under the weight of subjugation. But humanity's resilience became a rallying cry. Smaller rebel factions, scattered across the galaxy, began to respond. They shared intelligence, resources, and most importantly, stories of their own struggles. For the first time, the Empire's enemies found unity. The culmination of this growing resistance was a coalition strike on a critical Empire installation orbiting a gas giant in a distant system. The target was an Empire shipyard producing warships destined to reinforce their Earth invasion fleet. The operation was a joint effort, human ingenuity combined with alien knowledge. Fighters built from Earth's factories flew alongside alien vessels that had been liberated from the Empire's grip. The battle was fierce, but the coalition succeeded. The shipyard was destroyed, delaying the Empire's plans and proving that their control was not absolute. Humanity's ability to lead and inspire became evident, earning them not just respect but loyalty from their new allies. Meanwhile, Earth's defenses continued to strengthen. Factories once dedicated to consumer goods now produced advanced war machines. Engineers refined the technology salvaged from the enemy, creating weapons that could cripple Empire ships with pinpoint precision. Humanity's focus was clear. Every effort went toward protecting their home and ensuring the Empire could never mount a similar assault again. The Empire's leadership, watching from the distant safety of their core worlds, struggled to comprehend what was happening. A single species, one they had dismissed as insignificant, was now leading a movement that threatened the stability of their entire regime. Humanity's defiance was not just a military challenge, but a political and cultural one. For the first time in millennia, the Empire faced widespread dissent within its own ranks. Even the Empire's soldiers began to falter. Stories of humanity's resistance spread, painting the invaders as a once mighty force now brought low by an unrelenting species. Moral cracks appeared in their ranks. Some defected to the growing coalition, others simply abandoned their posts. The might of the Empire, once unchallenged, was now being tested in ways it had never prepared for. Every victory humanity achieved, no matter how small, was a message. The Empire had underestimated them. What they thought would be a routine conquest had become a rallying point for those who sought freedom. Earth was no longer just a battlefield. It was the symbol of resistance. Humanity didn't just fight back, they led. From strategy to execution, they became the heart of the coalition, their determination unmatched and their willingness to sacrifice unmatched. The Empire had made a grave mistake in assuming humanity would fall. Instead, they had united a galaxy against them, and the tide was beginning to turn.